Right, so what we have here, this is a Canon 6D, the first version, and we have, this is even really bad condition, I must say. There's some dust underneath here. I don't know if that we can see. Yeah, you can see there's some rust on the under the screw here, and also I found at the flash shoe there's also some rust. Someone opened it already. Apparently these screws are the wrong screws and not the right ones. Yeah, doesn't turn on. I will put the power. Now I'm gonna use my power supply. I have the battery, I have the right voltage here, 7.4. I'm gonna put a bit more, 7.6, and let's see what's happening if I put the power inside. I get some readings. Apparently, when you do this checkup, the power checkup, the camera gives a quick reading. I believe it's a reading of the power of the battery. It gives a quick, if the camera is supposed to work, gives a quick reading and then goes to zero, which that means there's no power leakage or short to the ground, or short to the motherboard somewhere. And I had the checkup. Unfortunately, I don't have a camera that is directed to my power supply, and do some checks and then goes to zero, which that happened already. So we might have some power. I don't know anything about this camera. Let's see. Obviously no power, but if I look at the amperage of the my power supply, when I turn it on, it goes on. The power, I have power consumption, and then goes to zero. I have a small reading. I have 0.15 amps, so 15 milliamps, and that's it. When I turn it on and off. At this point, there's nothing else we can do rather than open up the camera and see what's going on, what's inside, what we can find. First step will be like a visual checkup, and then we're gonna do some measurements. I'll take these rubbers off. This is a really bad condition, but hey, needs fix. Needs some fix. I usually take all the wow, that's nasty. I take all the rubber covers because I have more flexibility and I can access easier without having them in my way. Right, next step, back cover. By the way, this camera, I have the full video teardown, step-by-step teardown of the 6D camera, Canon 6D. So you're gonna see somewhere up here, you're gonna see the link to reach it. If you need to fix your camera, that's a good starting point for showing you how to tear down your camera. Okay, so next, back. I'm gonna start with the side, which on Canon cameras there's a damaged screw here. Obviously, actually both are very damaged. So when you deal with damaged screws, you must be very careful. You need to understand the scale of the damage, also in the way that you not create more damage. So I'll put lots of, since I know these screws are quite long, I'm gonna put lots of force. Watch my hand. I keep it like that, not to bend the screwdriver. And I put lots of force and I try, hopefully, yes, this comes off. This is the screw. I'm not going to show the other screws. Go to the step-by-step tear down if you need to learn how to tear down your camera. There's another screw here. Also, this screw is wrong. It's supposed to be black. In this case, is white. But someone played with this camera and didn't knew how to put the screws back. Right, this is off. So looking at the camera condition from this side, not much of a thing. It looks clean, but let's carry on with the tear down, with the disassembly to reach the main components, motherboards. Take this off. Right, next, at least here, also these screws are damaged, the heads are damaged. Wrong screw. Put the wrong screw, put the screw in the wrong place, everything is mixed. This one is damaged as well. I'm going to put loads of pressure. These screws needs to be throw it away. And now on the bottom here, those screws also are wrong, and I assume they use also the wrong threads. The screws with the wrong threads, obviously. Yeah. Right, at least we can open up the back. There's another screw that I missed. This camera is, as you can see, is in really bad condition, but it's still a great camera. So he needs some. First, he needs to understand the checkup. I think I missed another screw. Yes, obviously. Right. Black screw in the wrong place. It's supposed to be white anyways. So, oh my god, this is really bad. Someone worked with it, and so when we deal with an issue, I'm looking for potential issues, which most of the time is water. And water goes, and there is some trace of water here, but not enough to say that because of this the camera got damaged. It might be something else, but apparently a butcher worked on this camera before. Right. Okay, I will carry on. I don't want to take the motherboard now. I want to take other covers off. Also here, the screws are damaged, and those screws are very tight, very hard to take them off. I'm gonna use my lots of force. Whoa. Once you manage to open this up, those screws are going into the bin. Never put the screws back. Right. Also here, wrong screws. This is loose. I don't know if it's loose or they damaged the, yeah, apparently they damaged the. Anyways, let's carry on. This is one of the worst cameras. Look here. Let me see if I can. Plastic here, it's crazy. Oh, that's impossible. Take it off. Someone tried to take it off, and he couldn't. Right. So let me see. I will take that off later. I'll go there later. I want to take the front cover. No, not this one. This one instead. Man, this is crazy. All the screws are damaged. So I don't know if this is someone that had this camera and he tried to fix it by himself, which is not a bad thing, but you must have some basics experience, knowledge about repair in general. Otherwise, you're gonna just make more mess. Why this is not coming off? Am I missing something? All right, so the plastic goes first. I forgot about that. The bottom cover goes first. The thing is, on some models, the bottom plastic comes off first, and then the front cover. And some other models is the opposite. The front cover first and the back cover after. But now we know. Also, it's damaged. Right, so let's see how can I take this off. This is very tricky. It's moving. I put a lot of force here. This is where the screwdriver is very handy. If you have a good screwdriver, you're gonna first of all, you're not gonna damage the screws, and second, you will be able to pull out even damaged screws. Cover, bottom cover. Now, front. We have some mic connection. Oh, whoa, screws coming out. Just got a screw coming out. This is the mic connection, which goes here at this point. Okay, so again, I don't see any trace of water damage. There is a bit here and here. Let me see if the camera can focus. I can see a bit of a water trace here, this point here and this point here, but it's still not enough to create a damage to the camera for creating any damage to the camera. But hey, let's see. Okay, so next I'm gonna get the top off because I need to get the side. I don't want to get, man, what a mess. Yeah, what a mess. So on this model, in order to peel off this, it's a temperature tape. It's a special tape. It's not a normal tape. It's a temperature tape. Basically dissipates the heat from this area and also helps to cool down because the bottom side there's this metal shield here, and this one basically helps to cool down dissipate the heat on this side here. But in order to take this off, you will need to take the side off first, and in order to take the side off, you're gonna need to take the top cover off first. So let's do that. I will take this is held by 3 screws. This one here is damaged as well, so I'm gonna use. Okay, so my camera went off. The memory was got full. Anyways, so I was saying, in order to take this side off, we're gonna need to take the top off. So that's next. I have a screw here which is it's also rusty and looks damaged. Okay, it's moving. So far I managed to take most of the screws off, which I must say I'm very lucky. I got some metal bits on my screwdriver. Right, there's another screw here. Oh, it's damaged as well, obviously. Right. And now, remember there's another connector here. Oh my gosh. Right, so the level of knowledge of repairing this camera, whoever did it, is 0, I must say. It just he just practiced on it, and he used the wrong tools, definitely. The wrong screwdriver, bad screwdriver, cheap screwdriver, and also this kind of stuff. Okay, moving on. Finally, we get the side off. So this is broken, as you can see. This special tape, and I will show you how special this tape is. This is very special tape, because at this point doesn't do the job anymore. Here we go. So this tape it's sandwiched. There are 2 layers, and inside here this is dissipating, I believe, heat conductive. Let's see. Okay, so this is heat conductive material, as you can see, like that. Yeah, it's like, it looks very similar to the paste that we use for our CPUs, processors, computer processors, but probably something more advanced, something more, yeah. And once this is broken or damaged, it's not gonna do the work anymore. I don't know if this is supposed to be in under a vacuum, but now doesn't do the job anymore. Okay, so let's have a quick let's have a look at the condition of the camera. Yeah, this is really bad. There's here a piece of something, I don't know what that is. looks like a washer, but also looks like a screwdriver head. I think there's someone used a drill to be able to take the screw off. We might be able to see later to find the place, the right place. But yeah, nasty. Okay. And also the piece of tape is connected here as well. So whoever opened it, he didn't know about this, obviously, and he made a mess. Okay, so what I need next is to understand the condition of the flats. I'm gonna look through the microscope and see if there are any broken flats that connects with the motherboard. I think it didn't arrive here. The screws are looking in good condition. Yeah, it didn't arrive down here. But the screws that hold the motherboard are damaged, so definitely the screws that were pulled out. The motherboard was disassembled, was taken off, and also here lots of fingerprints. That's the reason I'm using gloves. I hate leaving any trace of fingerprints. That to me it's just amatorial, for amatorial level. Right. Yeah, I'm gonna look through the microscope and I will come back in for you just a second. Right, so I had a deep check, and I wanted to mention that I've also looked at the top of the camera and on the whole edge here and this side here. I found some water trace. There are some water trace also here. I don't know if you can see, there's a bit of a green stuff over there. Well, that's water trace. And beside that, the water didn't reach any component on the top here, and also it's very hard to find. Also, the connections are looking good. I still need to disconnect the flats. Connections are looking good. The motherboard looks good. I didn't find any kind of trace of water on it. Beside the top here, the DC power, this is where the power board, and I found on some points there are some rust, trace of water, but not that much to create a damage. One strange thing that happened when we powered the camera is the checkup that I was talking at the beginning. That's the checkup by the motherboard. But strangely, I don't understand why when we try to power it on, doesn't power on. Let's continue with the tear down, disassembling the parts. I will definitely. I want to take this off and replace it and put something else. But once I will take the motherboard off, I will have another look under the microscope. Apparently this camera, I think, was completely disassembled because I found also some these flats here. There are some traces of being pulled off. So definitely someone worked, got even deeper into the camera trying to fix it. Okay, so next I will take off the motherboard. At this point I can take off the motherboard without create any damage, any further damage. Already it's damaged. So as usual, disconnecting the flats, and then let me see. There's some damage here. I don't know why that is like that. Someone tried to pull off this cover and probably didn't know how to, and put the screwdriver in this way, try to pull it off. Right. At least these screws seems to be the right ones. Probably this one not. Damaged screw. Definitely the wrong screw. Again, the wrong screw. Well, this is supposed to go easier off, but okay, so now disconnecting motherboard from the power DC power, and there's another screw that I missed. DC connection, and motherboard is off. I'm gonna have another look under the microscope and come back. Right, no damage, visual damage at the motherboard. I didn't found any kind of the connectors are okay, everything is okay, no rust. I took the cover off, this cover, just to see better if there's anything underneath, but this looks okay. It looks good, in good condition, and I will change the DC power unit, and we'll take it from there. Let's take this off, this power unit off, and I will have a look. I'll have a look at it and see if I can find any strange I recommend to use a heat, to use some heat in order to take this off, or use a hairdryer. I am lazy at this time, and I'm just using my cautious and trying to take it off. Right. This comes off like this. 3 or 4? 3 points. Also, these screws are damaged. I believe someone opened up this point here, and let's see what we're gonna find. Okay, Okay, so I took the shields off just to see what is going on, and I didn't find anything. The board looks in good condition. There's this little board has a what's it called? A fuse. I'm gonna measure, check the fuse, and see if it's the case. If it's not the case of the fuse, if it's the fuse, I will try to replace it and see if that's the case. Definitely the camera. That's the fault with the camera, or might be the potentially fault of the camera. And otherwise, I'm trying to find my multimeter, but I don't find it. Otherwise, if it's if it's okay, if it's working, it must be something else. But I want to test the change the power unit and see what's happening. And I don't find my multimeter. I'm gonna just look for it. Right. Make some space. Let's see if you can see what I see. I'm gonna place this here. Let's put this on continuity with sound. And where is the fuse here? Yeah, the fuse is good. So there's no problem with the fuse. There might be no problem with the this power unit. It might be something on the motherboard, which I cannot find. It might be a loose screw that went into the motherboard, and that damage creates some damage. And definitely, I don't have since I don't the camera manufacturers, they don't share any of their electronic, how do we call it, schematics, electronic schematics. It's very hard to, not impossible, but very hard to find the issue on the motherboard. But let's see. Before going to conclusions, let's change. I will change. I have another not new, but fully working power board. I'll just replace it. Let me see if this, yeah, right. So this goes here. Usually I stay very close to these connection points, but since it's the camera, I don't want to cover with my face. Right, I will put the same screws for now for this. They are still usable, definitely not for final work, but since this is damaged, yeah, they're all damaged. Anyways, right, let's reassemble the camera until we get to a point where we can turn on our camera. Okay, so this was mounted wrong. Let's try to put it in the right way. I don't know how this is possible. Oh yeah, of course it is possible. It gone through. Here we go. Right. I'm gonna use some of the screws, not all the screws. Some of them are very tricky and you might risk to damage them, so be very cautious when you handle these flex cables. One thing that I like to Canon is most of the flex cables are in. They have that hole in the middle, which is very handy. As you can see, I'm always using the middle hole that stays on the flats. Right. This is useless at this point. I'm doing a double check to ensure all the connections are in properly. Right, top cover. I will put just the screw here for the optical adjustment. Wait, before I do that, I need to connect it. Definitely. Here we go. Be sure this goes in the right place, otherwise you will not catch the position and you might risk to create some damage. Okay, connection flex. I should put this, but for now it's okay. I can turn on the camera just by switching those points. Let me see. I don't like this. Right, now it's okay. Now it is okay. Okay, so at this point I could also test the camera. I don't need the back because I have the switch on the top of the camera and I can see something happening, hopefully. Right, so I will put, it's a bit tricky because actually what I'm gonna do, I will put the bottom cover so I can have oh, this came off. Strange. It's not supposed to come off that easily. That easy. Okay. Let's put this cover back. I'm gonna use some screws. Right. Ah, absolutely not. thread screw. Here we go. And yeah, that should do the work. Right. The moment of the truth, whatever. That moment. So I have no signal because the battery door is open. Now I have 16 amps. Sorry, 0.16, 0.16 amps, 60 milliamps, and it went off. Turning on the camera, we have some message here. We have something coming on, which is very good because this is when the camera, this message, and we're gonna see it on the screen, is usually goes when the camera detects, because I don't have the original battery, and it says you don't have the original battery, are you okay to go, continue? So let's that's something. Let's continue with I will put the back. Let's put the back on. Sometimes it's hard. I'm not over exaggerating with the pressure because I don't want to damage the connector, and also because I don't place it the way I want, because I want to show on camera what is going on. Right. I'll take this off and put it back because the camera back goes in there. This doesn't mean we've made it. We just had we made some progress, but we might got some errors definitely. If the camera, once the camera is on, I will fully check, completely disassemble the camera and check all the components. This is the way I do. But since we're here, we need to do as much as we can. I want to put another screw, this teeny tiny screw, because this is supposed to go here, not the white ones. Right, now let's see. Okay, I get once I close it, 0.16 amps, 16 milliamps. Yeah, it's 160 milliamps. And now I get these on the camera. I don't get anything on the screen. We might deal with some damaged screen. Let's do something. I will do okay. I know the menu. Yes. So we have issue with the LCD screen. Now, as you can see, we get the full information on the top of the camera. So on the screen, basically, you get a message when it says this is not original battery. Are you okay using this battery? And then just you have no and yes. You just go because it's automatically on no. Go on yes, and then set, and goes over that message. I will try to. It says card because this is opened. but I don't understand. So it's strange. It wasn't supposed to come on, because this is when we open the battery door, the camera should come off. The power on the camera should come off. So I don't understand why it doesn't happen. And someone changed something on this switch, or the switch itself is faulty. But we have some progress here. I'll try to. I don't have access to the menu, unfortunately, because I don't see what's going on here. I can change the screen, LCD screen. Let's change the LCD screen then. Right, so after a better look of the back of the camera, this is the LCD driver. I found some damage on here at the microscope. I found some damage here. Also, the connector that stays disconnected, this one that connects with the motherboard, seems to be a bit damaged. But for now, instead of changing the LCD, I will change first the LCD driver and see. Hopefully something will change, but let's see. I have a bit of a doubt that this will change, but since I have it, and it's easier to change it. It's supposed to come off easily, but for whatever reason doesn't do that. Here we go. So this is the LCD driver. I will replace this. I have a good one, which I just recently got. I'm just gonna place this back in. Like so. Right. That's why the connector wasn't going great before on the camera. That looks good. Now I'm not gonna put any screw, just to reduce time, to save some time here. Just put it back. All the messages are getting okay. 160 milliamps. Actually, I have, because the camera is on, still nothing. I don't have anything coming from the screen. At this point, I also changed the screen. We might deal with a damaged faulty backlight on the LCD. Should get something in there, but I'll change it. I'll change the whole stuff. Okay, so I have this back. It's I don't have the buttons, but it's fine. I just need to see the screen, and then if it's the case, I will change and put the screen on the other back. Just need to connect. and ensure I connected right. I don't have a good view here. Here you go. So I turn off the power. I turn off the power at this point. I'm just gonna turn it on. And let's see if we get any message. Nope, we don't have any message. I get a message of screen battery low. Wasn't supposed to happen that. I don't know what why I'm getting error 00. That's okay. Here we go. Definitely some strange stuff happening here. Even if the camera, I got some power on the camera, but it says card. I can put a card in at this point. Let's see if I put the card in. I'll turn it off. We got some reading of the card. It says I get the same. I get this message for battery low. Wasn't supposed to get that. Anyways, skip that, and I have error 06. Error 06. Error 20. I don't know if this is related with the proper issue of the camera and error 20. I will try to change. I will put the proper battery and see. Apparently this battery is low. I need to put another battery. Do I have any available charged battery? I don't know. Here you go. So it goes directly to error 06, which I believe it's an electrical issue, electrical error, and then it managed to go over that, and I get a message for low battery, which is not the case. And unfortunately, here we are dealing with a motherboard issue. It's not, there's nothing else. I will look. I don't remember what is the 0.06 error, but 20 error. Both are electrical issues. Electrical. Let me see if I can change something here. I'll go in manual. Usually go in manual, so I can do some changes. Aperture, because I don't have any error 20. Go straight to error 20. I don't hear any sound. It's like an electrical issue. I need to go more deep in this and understand a bit better what is going on. Definitely there was an issue with the power, but the power might be due to the power board might got faulty due to this. And also, it's strange, this happens, 2 errors at the same time. There's no water issue, the signs of water damage, and probably whoever opened the camera, giving the situation of the screws, whoever opened up the camera, he might left the battery inside and just touched the motherboard while he was trying to disconnect the motherboard. He touched some points and he makes some short on the camera, on the motherboard. Otherwise, I don't explain what this causes. 2 errors at the same time. But I'll I will leave it as it is for now. I will close this video like that. I hope you've learned something. At least you know how to replace and how to debug, do a checkup on your camera if your camera turns off. First thing I usually do, I check, because I have the power unit, and I can see if I get any power to the camera, or there is any short to the ground on somewhere inside the camera. But I will leave it like that, and I might come up later on with another video explaining or trying to see what I'm doing next. And actually, if you want me to go further with this and trying to understand what may be the cause of the camera, of the issue, just leave a message on the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe, put a thumbs up, share this kind of content with other photographers so they can know and learn more things. If you want to support the channel, there are plenty of links up there somewhere when you go to the information. And yeah, that's it for now. Okay, so one last thing, because before I close this video, I had a look online to see what's the errors. The error 06, apparently it says it has to do with the cleaning of the sensor. So the dust, dislodging dust from the sensor is not capable. So definitely there's some issue over there. That's okay. We might. It's quite strange that that we get this kind of a message. Usually, it's the electronic for do that is fairly simple. So that might be the case of a damaged motherboard. And the second error 20 is due to a mechanical failure. In this case, it's shutter unit. So we'll see how it goes, but we'll stop here for now.